Hello, everyone. This is StarMaster42. Today, we're going to be reviewing the Mega Charizard XEX uh, le- Ultra Premium Collection. So yeah, that's quite a long name. Now this is such a big Pokemon box. I gotta make sure to angle the camera right. But anyway, it's not just a big box, but you pretty much find these things at GameStop. Problem though is that at GameStop, it is one of the most controversial items in recent days because this thing is so expensive. Because you want to know how much it costs? $250. I'm not even counting tax. I forgot when I bought this, but I did have a pro account which I reactivated because the GameStop near where I live shut down a couple of years ago. But anyway, yeah, even with a pro account, you only save like $12, which will be $237.50. That's the cost if you have a pro account. So yeah, even if you have a pro account, you're not even saving much. The fact that this thing cost $250,000, that's like a huge portion of my paycheck. So yeah, so yeah, and also when you walk into a GameStop, you will find these along with some other boxes. But yeah, Pokemon has gotten so out of hand that e- that it's literally this game is literally for kids, and the fact that kids can't play it now because of grown adults fighting over it and scalpers. Oh my goodness! But to be fair for GameStop, it is a way to combat scalping because they charge their prices. Also, they introduce limits. This will mean that if a scalper is trying to flip this, no one's gonna wanna like shell out over $300 just for this thing. But it still doesn't make it any better because back when I was a kid, I remember Pokemon packs, single sleeve boosters costing $5 or less. The big boxes, not this one because obviously it's too big, were only $60. And then you see these specials every now and then. But still, how has Pokemon gotten so out of hand that you literally can't find these anywhere? Because I remember a couple of years ago, you can walk into any store and purchase them. But now, it's even rarer than trying to find gold. So yeah, enough of that rant. Let's go ahead and there's a side from earlier because I had trouble reading it. That side just shows Pokemon on the side. Then you have this QR code if you want to visit the site. And then if you go into the back, yeah, this thing's so big that I'm having trouble filming this. But anyway, yeah, if you read the back, it basically tells you what to expect and then the stuff inside. Now for $250, here's what you can get: a foil promo card for these two, which means two promo cards, 65 card sleeves, a play mat, a deck box, a metal coin. Is it actually metal or is it one of those like plastic coins? Who knows? Six counter dice, 18 booster packs, and a code card, which y'all are not getting because I'm using it. But still, like why? This doesn't even look like it's for $250. Like literally. Booster packs right now sell for more than $10 a pack. If you're lucky, you can find it for less than 10. But but still that fact alone that uh, and also there's something else I want to mention to y'all. Minimum wage is still only $7 an hour. That's if you live in a state that has federal minimum wage. Because where I'm at, it's more than $10 an hour. But anyway, if you yeah if you apply science to that, you have to like spend over yeah you have to work more than 30 hours in order to buy this thing. I believe it's more than 40 or 50 hours, but still that much for this. you're gonna have to spend so much saving just to purchase this. You might as well just go buy an instrument because at this point, musical instruments are cheaper than Pokemon cards. Also, if you're only collecting to resell, then this thing is the ultimate gambling machine. So yeah, guess I'm done with the whole big rant now, which basically took more than 5 minutes. But anyway, based on all this stuff right here, let's go ahead and zoom in so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Let's fix that. Okay, it ain't gonna get any better than that. Hold on, I can fix that a little bit. Yeah, it's not gonna get any better than that. But anyway, here's what I see. There's four of the Phantom. Yeah, the Phantom Flame, Mega Evolution, Distant Rivals. That looks like Ascended Heroes, I think, and then Journeys. So yeah, we're probably gonna run a little marathon here to see which one of these packs will win in like two categories. One of them being price, if you only value them based on price or just resell, and for game wise, if the card will work in the game. Like I barely play the game, so my take may be wrong. But let's go ahead and start opening. So time for me to say goodbye to a good $250. All right, let's go ahead and open this thing up. So once again, yeah, my pay. I forgot when. I forgot how much I was paid the time when I purchased this, but all I know is that it was more than 40% of my paycheck. Yeah, so still. Yeah, but cost wise, if we break it down, uh, I'll have to figure it out later. Why it's 200? Why they priced it at 250? But anyway, y'all already know me how I like plastic wrapping. But anyway, at least it slides out easy. Like you do that to slide it out. Okay, there's not much of a difference when you slide it out like that. Big difference is that it's lighter blue. So with that, let's go ahead and open it up. It's probably gonna open up like okay. Huh. Looks pretty nice. So yeah, here's your play mat, which I'm gonna keep rolled because we're more interested in the cards, not the play mat. Here's your play mat. Here's your die. Okay, plastic showing. Here's your packs. Okay, then it's actually a metal coin. Let's see what it's made of. Now, hold on, I want to flip it right quick. All right, then. Sadly, I got tails though, but still. At least this is an actual metal tin. It's probably gonna be worth a lot. So yeah, there's that. There's your die. Okay. The actual box doesn't feel like cheap paper, like those pre-made decks. There's your sleeves. Yeah, it's pretty hard to see because of the shade right here. Let's go ahead and remove this part. So yeah, here's your promo cards. You're not getting that because obviously it's gonna be a lot if you redeem it. So you're not getting my code card. I gotta start using. So yeah, there's my code card, which you're not getting. And then here are the sealed packs right here. I'm obviously opening this because if you try putting this in the binder, it's gonna break. So yeah, comes out like this. All right, so here's the Mega Charizard. Then here's Oricolo. That is some nice art, though. I'll give it that. However, if you got like a seizure or something, if you stick this thing up in front of a light, then that's one quick trip to the hospital. But, let's see. Let's look at that ability, shall we? Let's see. For two fire energies, discard any amount of fire energy from among your Pokemon. And this attack does 90 damage for each card you discard in this way. Okay, so I'm assuming that it's gotta be attached first before you get to 90. As for Oricolo, Firewing doesn't have any bonus abilities. It's just 110 for free energies. Fine. Let me go ahead and zoom in so that y'all can see because I wasn't paying attention to that. And yeah, this thing just will not zoom in right. You can barely even read the Mega Charizard EX right there. Alright, but anyway, let's go ahead and put them away. There goes our promo cards. By the way, my sister did pull that Giovanni Mewtwo EX card, but the price of it has since dropped. Let's go ahead and slide that pack back in here. I want to preserve the box because I want to actually keep it. It's really nice. How did I even put it in? Oh, no, that's right. Alright. Yep. Alright, so here we go with the packs now, which are on the side. Or sides. Try my best not to rip them. Alright, so there's the die, the box again, and then the sleeves. I don't really use sleeves much. I tend to keep them in a pristine condition. Oh, man. Alright, but anyway, here we go with our packs. I go fix my die now, real quick. Alright, after fixing it, putting it on the side, real quick. Alright, so here we go with our packs. Alright, Phantasmal Flames. We got 4. It looks like we got full art for it. Destined Rivals. We got 4 of those. Okay, Surging Spark. Mega Evolution. 4 of those. Journey Together. 4 of those. Okay, so yeah. Surging Spark, which is obviously not going to win because it's only got 2 boosters compared to everyone else's. Unless we pull an extremely rare card. You want to know what would have made this deck better? If there was Prismatic Evolution. Because since those packs are the rarest so far in 2026, it would have probably made this box more catchy. Nah, I forgot what the phrase was. But anyway, like I said before, we're gonna do a whole marathon to see which one of these packs will be the best. Like who will win with both cost wise and in game wise. I'll probably do some bonus points for rare cards. Like, for example, full arts, EXs, GXs, stuff like that. I think they phased out GXs, though. Let's go ahead and begin. Something else I should have disclosed was that I didn't say the date for when this was being recorded at the beginning. That's because this is going to require me a lot of editing. Because there's going to be so much other stuff I'm going to be doing. Because as y'all may know, it's already in the middle of May. And next month, that's when all the graduations happen, and then the whole college thing starts. And for me, it's going to be starting all over again. Alright, so let's go ahead and start with our marathon right here. We're going to go ahead and open these packs. I got to do it as slow as possible for the editing process. Okay, yeah, so if there's 10 cards per booster, then that means we got 16. We're going to get over 16. We're going to get over 116 cards. So, yeah. Let's see if those 116 cards are worth the $250 price tag. But once again, my sister pulled that rare Mewtwo card. And, Let's hope that I can get the same luck. Starting off with Surging Sparks. No code card for y'all. I should probably do a bonus count on energies as well, just to see like how often we get a specific type of energy. All right, so we got fire so far. All right, fire or that. All right, no, that's right now. I got ranked these based on battle wise as well. Obviously, this one is crap. Its attack is not that strong. Yeah, so you gotta have the evolved form, otherwise you got an F tier card. Next, Helioptile. Way too much cost for its ability. So you gotta have Heliolips, otherwise you got an F tier card right there. Oh yeah, that Pokemon. Once again, not worth the cost. Two energies for only 20. Look at that, draw two. Alright, flip a coin. If it your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Okay, so pretty big gamble, but you gotta have the right cards because you can only have one energy at a time. Let's see. Oh. Alright, so that's more my style right there. Alright, let's see. Here's our stadium card. Each basic Pokemon you play, both yours and your opponents get plus 30 HP. Okay, so a very risky card. Both players benefit, so you gotta know how you're using this. Alright, so this one next. Alright, so there's the evolved form. As you can see, it's got 60 HP. And also flip a coin. Flip a coin until flip a coin until you get tails. Okay, so this one's a pretty lucky card, but you gotta get the right RNG in order for you to win. All right, here's one of our hollows. Okay, look at the energy costs. Like you gotta be running cards that are cost efficient and give you the best value for them. Oh, but that Zap Cannon though can be deadly. Okay, Skarmory. Steel Wing. Then your opponent's next turn is Pokemon. Hmm. Alright, then that can be good. Alright, Dialga. Or Dialga. Hmm. Okay, yeah, that card actually may be good. Obviously, cost wise, that's not worth a lot, but game wise, I say overall it was okay. Let's start off with booster number two. I'm gonna zoom in. Yeah, I have to zoom in after this. Alright. I think we got a good card. Nope. Alright, so next energy we got Lightning. Or Thunder. Alright, Drillbur. Um honestly, that doesn't give you a lot of value. Okay, risky card, but you gotta evolve it. Flip three coins. If one of them is heads, his attack is. If two of them are heads, his attack is. Okay, then. That's actually a pretty good card. But since you gotta be flipping coins, you gotta get lucky with it. Alright, Oricolo. Here we go again. But discard energy. That's not good. Oh, but hold on, wait a minute. But that other ability though, that one is that one is good. That's like for a later game because obviously early game is not that good. Stadium now. Each stage two Pokemon in play get minus 30. Yeah, so this one affects you as well, so you gotta be careful how you use this. Here we go, the Doug Trio. Hmm. Trio Cheer. If you don't have exactly three cards in your hand, just tactics. Okay, now that is worthless. Obviously, in card games, you need to be having as many cards as you can in order to get good abilities. But for this one, you gotta have exactly three. Not only is that still conditional and risky, but this also makes this card useless for certain times. Which means you can't be running too many cards that draw you cards. And you gotta be wasting cards as well. I'm pretty sure Pokemon's a game where you can't voluntarily discard cards. So yeah, no. Okay, there's Clement. Okay, that's a conditional card. Okay, let's see. Walrein. Okay, not good. Not a good ability. Although it's heavy damage, so that's basically control. So you gotta give it some potions afterwards. Tauros. Hmm. Uh, all right then. Stomp ability. That's okay. That looks like a shiny. Hmm. If there are three or fewer cards in okay, that's another conditional card. If you have three or fewer cards in your deck, this does 200 more damage. By the way, in TCG, Pokemon TCG, if you run out of cards, you automatically lose. Which means that if you have exactly three or fewer, you can't use this ability either. Or this move, I should say. Because if you use that, you're basically dead next turn. Alright, so yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and do the editing for those to put in the tier list to see if it was worth it or not. Otherwise, we're gonna begin with Destined Rivals next. Alright, I changed the position of the mic, so the audio quality should be a bit better. But anyway, here we are with Destined Rivals. 4 packs. Obviously, the Surging Sparks pack ain't gonna win in either categories because we didn't get any full arts. We didn't get full arts. We didn't get EXs. We didn't get megas. None of that stuff. So yeah, here we go. Start off with the first pack. Okay, feels like a normal card. All right, starting things off with an energy. Okay, so here's Zubat. Okay, so poison effect. I forgot how much damage poison effect does in TCG, but if you just click to look at the damage, then you may think it's crap, but this this one honestly is more of a D tier card. See, there's Meowth. Fury swipes. Gotta be careful with that because that's multiply, which means if you get all tails, then this does nothing. Okay, so level. Surgery day. Mm-hmm. Put on this. Okay, then that's just basically an evolution card. Basically, a quick way to get a stage 2. So we gotta see how the card ends up because we can't rank it too high. Because obviously, it's not gonna be like past B tier, depending on. Also, you gotta have that card in your deck. Okay, here's Cyndaquil. Okay, not good. Can't be discarding too many cards. There's that bug. I have one in Gen 8. I just keep forgetting the name of it. Mhm. Okay, then that's a good control card. For each energy your opponent has, deals 40 more damage, which means it can one shot your opponent's cards. That's if it meets up with conditions. Okay, rapid dash. Okay, just 60. Honestly, I play a lot of PvZ heroes, and so one thing I've been learning is that you can't be running too many cards with no abilities, because abilities make impacts of the game. All right, Cynthia's power weight. Okay, very conditional. Only works on Cynthia Pokemon, but they gain 70. There's that spider Pokemon. Okay, for each of the Team Rocket Pokemon in play. Probably works more with late game. Otherwise, it's probably more of a D tier card. Okay, there's Gem. Once during each Pokemon's turn, this attack mace. Player may search their deck for Ma- Marinese Pokemon. Reveal it and put it into their hand. Then the player shuffles their deck. Uh, hmm. And then there's this one. Discard all energies from this Pokemon. Its attack does to one of your opponent's bench. Okay, now that is so conditional. Also, for 100 health, if you wait too long to activate that, this thing will most likely die before you get a chance. Okay, so nothing really too good from there. All right, pack number 2. Okay, that nothing good. All right, steel type. I haven't come across these in a while. Let's see. Coughing. Okay, not too good. Smog signal. Mhm. Ah, all right then. Okay, so like the buzz, 50 damage though can be all right. All right, you obviously know that you need to get a guard chomp in your deck because Gibble alone ain't gonna carry the game. Let's see, Roost. You heal 50 damage from this Pokemon during their next turn. The Pokemon can't retreat. Okay, probably a solid control card. Mm-hmm. All right then, mounting, ramming might be good. Team Rocket's Great Ball. Flip a coin. If heads, search your deck for an evolution team. Team Rocket's Pokemon. Reveal it and put it in your hand. If tails, search your deck for a basic Team Rocket's Pokemon. Reveal it and put it in your hand. Shuffle your deck. Okay, gamble. Liepard. Oh, her. It's been a while since I played Gen 8, so yeah, it's gonna take a bit to refresh my memory. Scrafty. Okay. The fact that it deals 25% of its health back to itself when you use that move, I'd say be careful with it. Porygon 2. That was my iPad, so ignore that. And fun fact, Porygon is actually banned in the anime because its first and only appearance in the anime, it caused a seizure across Japan. The episode was banned. Pokemon was suspended from airing for like a few days, weeks, or probably months out. I don't know. All I know was that it was suspended for a while before they brought it back up, and it's one of the reasons why you see those warnings on movies before they air them, or when you like watch a movie at home. Yeah, and also they even say to the viewers to have the lights on when watching TV to prevent seizures like that from happening again. And lastly, yeah, here we go with this one. I'm not too used to cloisters of all forms because I haven't played. Yeah, yeah. The only Gen 3 game I played was Alpha Sapphire. I mean, I do technically play Omega Ruby, but it was already someone else's save file. Yeah, my parents got me for my birthday from GameStop, I believe. And so I used that save file to help me catch the legendary Pokemon before I delete that save, start fresh. All right, go. Yeah, we are not getting any EXs. Did they like reseal this or something? Okay, it doesn't look like it was resealed. But anyway, water energy. Okay. All right, there's Arvin's dog. All right, not too good. I believe it can evolve. Yeah, that thing can evolve into Chimek. Go. Okay, more of a draining card. You may think that move's not good, but you gotta remember when you run out of cards to draw from your deck, then you automatically lose. So by discarding cards from your opponent's hand, then they're basically they won't be able to have any to play. But at the same time, you can only use one attack per turn. So yeah, so it's double gamble. Yeah, not too good. Okay, there's that weird Elvis Pokemon. Okay, switches out an opponent's active Pokemon from their bench. Golbat, Confuse Ray. This time it does damage, but not too good. All right, Mud Dial. Okay, there's that sandwich again from the last video. There's that weird bug. I wonder why it's so mad. Look at one of your opponent's face down prize cards. That may be a gamble because when you look at it, your opponent can look at your reaction to the card to determine whether or not that card is good or not. So when using that blip bug, yeah, blip bug, you gotta keep a straight face or trick him into thinking that that card is good. Okay, so Carbink. And lastly, yeah, there's that Primate Evolution. I'm seeing a lot of these ability cards, so I probably have to add that onto the scale as well. Pokemon with abilities. All right, here we go. Last one. Can we actually pull something good? Because so far we've been pulling this much crap. I mean, game wise, I say it's okay, but not like perfect or anything. Okay. By the way, when you redeem these codes online, you don't get exactly the same cards you pulled from the pack. It's a completely new pack when you open it up. That be it, finally. Okay, this time Dark type energy. Let's see. Smoliv. Easy F tier. Torchic. So you get another F tier, but since you got that ability, it's higher F tier. Rodom. Detect this dirty damage for each Pokemon tool attached to all your Pokemon. Alright, so you gotta have as many tools as you can to get the most out of that attack. And astonishing that good. Uran. Let's see. Huntail. Yeah, it's 80. Ethan's Pincer. Okay, very conditional. Let's see. Scarce Ash. Alright then, this is basically a revive. Double headbutt. Yeah. There's Pichu. Gotta evolve it because you ain't gonna get a lot of that. Then Sneasel. Okay, yeah. Probably say that wasn't any better as well. I will tell you this thing. We are getting a lot of lightning energies. And strangely, why didn't we get any energies from the box? Because everyone knows you will not get enough energies from these packs to play a full game. I mean, technically you can, but you gotta have every single energy from those packs. Because if you don't have energies, then you can't attack at all. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to Phantasmal Flames. Alright, here we go with Phantasmal Flames. Mega Evolution. Just so you know, for anyone that's new when collecting Pokemon cards, yeah, so this one says Mega Evolution Phantasmal Flames. Meanwhile, another one says Mega Evolution. These are two completely different decks, or sets, I should say. They both say Mega Evolution, but since this one has Phantasmal Flames and this one just says Mega Evolution, they're not the same. So yeah, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and open it up. Can we actually get something good now? So far, that $250 is not worth it. Okay, nothing. Alright, another Steel type energy. Let's go ahead and begin. Okay, Smeargle. Flip 3 coins. Attach an amount of basic energy up to the number of heads from your discard pile to your bench pool. What's up with these discards? Let's see, low head. Okay, the Mega Drain may help a little bit, but it won't work. It won't work on like a big Pokemon though. So, Piplup, um, Licolo. Okay, Grimsley's move. Okay, maybe useful. Crocodile. Need something cheaper. And Linen. And Genesect. Alright, next. Yeah, so I'm filming this first. I'm going to be doing my research. Second, I didn't make it that tier list. Third. Because when I add the prices later on, I have to add them as to what the day it was. Because once again, Pokemon are like stock. Like a card can be worth $30 today, and then tomorrow it can drop to like $28. So yeah, I don't want to have mixed day prices because if you're actually watching these for research, then it can mess you up. Okay, what is up with these low tier cards? Let's see. Electric Punch. Loom. Okay, you gotta be careful with that. Rugon. And there's Jigglypuff. And when Jigglypuff first started out, it was a normal type. And when fairy types were added, it became a fairy type. Grand Bull. they in Tauros, which can evolve into one of two things. Attach it. It's gotta be from discard pile though. Oh, finally, we get something good. Grand Bull. Not Grand Bull. Snubbull. So at least we can use that Grand Bull card. Alright then. Finally. Getting something good. Who knows how much that's worth. Then we can use that one as well. Gotta be careful with that though. So yeah. First big pull today. Unless you count the Charizard. So I guess so far Phantasmal Flames will be in the lead. But I didn't get the scoring yet, so I could be wrong. Oh, I did that wrong. There. Alright. Let's try this again. Water energy. Okay, so I guess the second. Alright, so let's see. There's that building Pokemon. Swine. Charmeleon. Gotta get that Charizard card though. 3. 10 from this book. Okay, that's not a good ability. Because once again, if you're up against an opponent that has better damage, then they can easily get rid of this. Bronzoing. Darmanitan. Alright, there's a repeat. Well, there's Charmander, so at least we can use that Charmeleon card. Bronzoing. Then, let's see, Flygon. It is good damage for cheap energy, so gotta make sure you can evolve in time. Alright, here's the last Phantasmal Flames pack. Go ahead and see if we can get our money's worth. Okay, let's join that there. 1. Okay, 1, 2. Something good. Okay, there's another. Okay, yeah. So far, this energy has been in the lead because I keep coming across that today. Okay, so Yamper. Flipping a coin. It's risky. And by the way, there's been reports that have been proven to be true that the odds of flipping a coin are not 50-50. Because it depends on what side you flip it from. So I heard one report claim it's 51-49. Okay, not a good card. When you flip coins, they're not guaranteed to all be what you want. Okay, then we just get that card. Okay, well, there's Astonish again. Costs a lot. It's a tumbleweed Pokemon. There's that building Pokemon again. Okay, what kind of card is this? Yeah, but it's conditional though. It's gotta have 3 or more energies attached, which makes it good for stage 2, and then the EX cards. Sandile, Zacian, haven't seen that in a while. And Vileplume. All right, nice. It finally come across psychic energies, so let's go ahead and begin next with Mega Evolutions, and we'll end it with Journey together. All right. Next up, we got the regular Mega Evolution deck. Not to confuse it with the Phantasmal Flames, because remember, this is a completely different deck. Alright, so here we go. Cards look suspicious. One's darker than another. Okay, well, there's Psychic Energy starting off with that. Okay, Nikata. Yeah, that feels so different. Okay, there's that Rock Salt Pokemon. Panatine. Pachirisu. Pretty sure I came across that card the other day. Rumpig. That ability may serve purpose, but attack-wise, not good. Let's see. Yep. Yeah, well, I'd say anything good. Making sure. Lunatone. Okay. It's an anchor Pokemon. I keep forgetting how to pronounce it. Then there's Yvelta. Yeah, that means Xerneas has to be in this deck as well. Okay. Starting off with the next one. Maybe something, but okay, yeah, it is. Okay, grass type energy. Let's see. Snow. Magnemite. Okay, that weird Pokemon. Ah, great. Here's that Lopunny card. There was another card that was more controversial, but I don't remember what it was. Yeah, I remember everyone comparing this to the Donald Trump Pokemon. Beach. I remember to have it higher, though. There's that. Celebi. Was Celebi seriously that weak? Okay, Strange Timepiece. Now let's see what we get. Mega Mawile EX. Alright then. I mean, yeah, at least we're getting something. Okay, that there. Doesn't feel like much. Okay, fighting. Yoptal. That for one this time. Abra. Makuhita. Pharaoh. 5 coins. Okay, so max of 150. Gotta get lucky with it though. Yeah, this card takes me back. There's one specific Tangrowth from Gen 6 that I had. Yeah, Gen 6. Okay, and then seems like a good card. Oh, great. Now we got Protein Powder in Pokemon. Magnemite. Sparrow. And Kyogre. Okay, not good. Here we go with the last one. Okay, here we go. Put that there. Edge on top. Doesn't feel too special. Okay, let's see. Water type energy. Let's see, so just a penguin Pokemon. Bayleaf. Okay, may have some purpose. Sparrow again. Okay, what is this Onyx? Not good, not good. Yeah, nope. Okay, Stat. Spiritomb. So since be Pokemon again, this time's Hollow. Pyroar. Male version. Yeah, there's Xerneas. Yeah, because when there's a Xerneas, there's a Yvelta. Alright. You say possibly the worst deck for last. Journey Together. It's not that popular, so that's why. Alright. Here we go, Journey Together. The reason why I say it's the worst for last was because when you buy these ones, they're not as crazy expensive as the other ones. So yeah, this could be basically your chance to finally own Pokemon cards in 2026. These scalpers. Okay. Ah, feels super clean. Okay, what? Hold on. Let me go see where that energy is. But anyway, at least we got an EX. Let's see. Spring Catito. Let's see. Is that sand Pokemon? Okay, that could work, but it's too weak. Too many energies for too little. We'll take it. Okay, then a good reshuffle. Combustion. Golem. Okay, be careful with that. Magmotor. Then Swinub. Oh wait a minute, I think I took the code card and put it up there. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, so that was on me. Alright, so 1. Okay then, so where's the energy then? It's probably going in the back. Let's see. Rickety. There's Clink. Okay. Another bad one. Okay. Okay, not a good ability. Let's see. Attach a basic energy. Yeah. Okay, placebo. This time hollow. Okay, so it is in the back. Now it's green. And there's energy again. Now let's go ahead and begin this next one. Okay. No code card. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there's the energy. Sticking on there. Okay, it was fighting type. I found energy now from that deck. Wait, what am I doing? Get back over here. Okay. Yeah, where was energy? Anyway. Yeah, hold on. 1, 2. Where was the other energies at? Remember, I'm rating this. I gotta see what energies we got. Somewhere. I gotta find it. But in the meantime, let's see. Minchino. Alright, that flower Pokemon. Pillow Swine. Now there's that elephant Pokemon that one champ used. Gen 8. Ariactus. Toedscruel. Armanitan. Butterfree. Yeah, that could be good. Could be. Okay, guess we can use that evolve form now. There it is. Okay, yeah, I didn't shuffle it right. Then Regirock. Well, here's the last card now. Let's see what we can get. Right. So Pokemon is looking at us. You know, I don't think I came across a single fire energy today. Which means that if we got a fire Pokemon, we can't use them. There's that weird imp. Wilmer, uh, Tadbulb, that bird. Looks like the female version. Bayonet. It's pretty cheap though, I'll admit that. Hmm. Super potion. Mm-hmm. Okay, Discarding an energy, Ooh, look at that. Okay, Geodude. Then ending it with a blast with this card. Alright then. So, yeah. I'm telling you right now, all those packs together was not worth $250. So if you're only opening it for money value, then you lost money. You're not gonna really get much back from the other decks. But anyway, all this, yeah, that's your 116 cards. So yeah, you can somewhat make a deck with this, but since there's not a lot of energies and not specific energies, you can't use some of these Pokemon. So now let's go ahead and begin the ranking.